In a village, there lives a 10-year-old boy named Varun. Varun's mom is working in the kitchen, his grandfather is watching TV, and his dad is looking at his phone. Varun wakes up and comes downstairs. His grandparents tell Varun's dad to dress Varun for school, but he doesn't care about it. His dad doesn't pay attention to him, only his mom takes care of him. His dad only cares about his phone. Varun comes home from school. His mom is busy with household activities. She changes Varun's clothes and gives him some snacks. He then goes out to play with his friends. At 6:30 p.m., while playing, one of the boys' dad comes home from the office. The boy is very happy to see his father and runs towards him. Varun watches all this. He returns home and sits in the portico. His dad comes home from the office. He is looking at his phone and walking towards Varun. His dad touches his head while passing by but doesn't really see him. Varun notices all this. His dad gets freshened up and comes to the hall area. The grandparents are watching TV. Varun's mom gives tea to Varun's dad, but he is still looking at his phone. He doesn't see anyone around him. Varun watches him daily, but his dad is always busy with his phone. Days pass by. Varun's birthday comes. His maternal uncle gives him a puppy as a birthday gift. He is happy to see the puppy. He plays with it often and spends a lot of time with it. This routine continues for a month. He doesn't care about his dad because he has the puppy to spend time with. One day, Varun's dad realizes this and starts to watch Varun's activities with the puppy. His dad is heartbroken to see Varun's change in behavior. One day, while Varun is at school, his dad takes the puppy and leaves it in the forest. When his grandfather asks about the puppy, his dad says that Varun is not concentrating on his studies because of the puppy. Varun comes back from school. He buys biscuits for the puppy and runs home, calling out the puppy's name. His grandfather tells him to ask his dad about the puppy. Varun runs to his mom and asks about the puppy. She says she doesn't know anything. When his dad comes home, he asks about the puppy. His dad shouts at him, saying he is not studying well or playing with friends because of the puppy. Varun argues with his dad. His dad gets angry and slaps him. Varun runs to his grandfather, who consoles him. Varun doesn't eat well and goes to bed. He is sad about the puppy for the next 4 days. His dad and grandfather watch this daily. The next day, everyone is watching TV. Varun hears, "Happiness will never come searching for us, we have to grab it." Varun suddenly has clarity. He goes out and takes his friend with him to search for the puppy. There are 3 forests near the town. They go to the first forest. His friend is afraid to enter the forest and insists him to return, but Varun is serious about searching for the puppy. He convinces his friend, and they enter the forest. The road ends in the middle of the forest. They left the bicycle and started to walk inside the dense forest. After a while, Varun calls the puppy's name, Pluto. The puppy responds. He is happy to hear it. He runs towards the puppy, and the puppy runs towards him. They hug each other. He takes the puppy with him but doesn't bring it home because of the fear about his dad. He takes the puppy to his relative's house and asks them to take care of it. He returns home and has dinner. He is very happy. His dad thinks Varun has forgotten about the puppy and is casually enjoying his childhood days. That evening, Varun carries a bag and goes out through the back door. He returns home looking happier. His dad watches this. The next morning, Varun carries a bag and goes out through the back door again and returns home happily. This routine continues for a week. Varun's dad becomes suspicious of Varun's activities and spies on him the next day. Varun is feeding the puppy and playing with it. His dad watches this from a distance and is heartbroken. His dad returns home and sits on the sofa, looking worried. Varun's grandfather asks what's wrong. He tells him everything he had been seeing for the past week. The grandfather questions him, asking if he really cared about Varun's studies or if he was just jealous of the puppy, because Varun didn't spend time with him. Varun's dad is shocked to hear this. He denies it, saying, "I'm his dad and knows what's good for him." The grandfather says, "I'm your dad, I know about you." Varun's dad bends his head down, speechless. The grandfather tells him that if he spends time with Varun, he will show affection towards him. But because he is always on his phone, Varun searches for attention elsewhere. Varun's dad worries a lot. The next morning, the same routine happens. Varun takes food for the puppy, but the puppy is not at the usual place. He asks his relative about the puppy, and they tell him that his dad took it. He was afraid that his dad will take the puppy to the forest again. He goes home and sees his dad tying his shoelaces. His dad tells him not to go out anymore to give food and lets the puppy stay at home. Varun is very happy and has tears of joy. He runs and hugs his father. From that day, Varun, his dad, and the puppy play together and live happily ever after. In today's digital age, the allure of smartphones is undeniable, yet it's crucial for parents to set these devices aside and focus on their children. Engaging actively with your kids not only strengthens emotional bonds but also encourages their mental and social development. By prioritizing time spent playing, talking, and exploring the world together, parents can foster a nurturing environment that supports their children's growth into well-rounded individuals. Remember, every minute spent interacting with your child is an investment in their future, far outweighing the fleeting distractions of mobile phones.